Hey guys, Doc Patterson here, teaching pastor at Capital City Christian Church, and we're wrapping up week 1 of Core52, focusing on the creation story found in Genesis 1 and 2. The Bible opens with these words, "in the beginning," and it's impossible to overstate how important these two chapters are, how foundational this creation story is to our faith. It makes several just huge points. Number one, there's a God. I mean, when it says in the beginning, it's not talking about his beginning. He already is. It's talking about our beginning. God already was. And that makes perfect sense because you've really got only two options, I think. Most scientists tells us that this universe looks like it's about 13.8 billion years old. In other words, it has a birthday. It's not eternal. And you can either figure that a non-eternal universe simply creates itself out of nothing. Something that created itself out of nothing is pretty much the definition of magic. Or you can understand that an eternal creator creates this universe out of nothing, which I think is far more fathomable. The story also points out that there's just one God, and I know many theologies point out a multiplicity of gods, often squabbling or fighting with each other. And that's just not the way it is. It's not even God versus Satan. There is a God, and then there is everything else. Everything else is creation. This creation story also tells us that the universe is not necessary. It's possible for the creation not to exist. I mean, it has to be possible because there was a time before it existed, which probably means that this universe is what I would call gratuitous. It's grace. God doesn't need us to exist. God doesn't need us to prosper. God doesn't create us because he's lonely. But still he creates this proliferation, this superabundances of substances, of colors, of species, apparently bringing him delight and then eventually bringing us this amazing wonder. And when God looks around, he sees that it's good. You know, I know that some systems will tell you that matter is kind of bad and the spirit is kind of good, but in the scripture it tells us that matter itself was a good gift from our God. Now this creation story also means that this whole thing is on purpose. I mean, there are people who would tell you, systems that'll tell you that virtually nothing matters. But the creation story tells you that there is a creator and this thing was created on purpose. In fact, it's going to tell you that you are created on purpose. It was in these two chapters, but we're going to spend a lot more time on that next week. You matter. You matter to God.